when you need to take a decision, the most common problem is to have fear to get the one wrong. But you know, there are some things that you can actually do to avoid this, and with the video of today I will explain this, so stay tuned and welcome back to Live for Wonders. Okay, so welcome back, and today's topic is related to decisions, because every single time you need to take decisions in your life, from the smallest one that you barely notice to the biggest one. And I'm referring to the biggest one in this specific video because when you take a big decision, you always feel like scared, oppressed, stressed, and that is not the ideal if you really need to take a decision that change your life maybe, or will be with you for a long time. But there are some things that I can tell you and that can help you for to take decisions actually in the correct way. Now, I want to just make a little premises about this. Taking decision is always a win-win situation because you are going forward, basically. You're going forward your life, you are trying to get your life better. But I have to tell you, I call it win-win situation because to me there is always something positive from one or the other decision. And if you use the technique of writing down on a notebook all your possibilities, you will notice that you are undecided, because every single decision that you can take brings with it positive and negative things, so pro and cons. And at that point you are stuck, okay? But let's say that you have to take a huge decision and it involves only you, for instance, and you need to actually, you know, decide for something very big in your life. You have multiple choices, but the ones that maybe is fitting better you is the one that consider all the aspects and all the things that you can actually do. So for instance, if I have to move somewhere else in another country and you need to choose which country will be your next one, you surely need to consider a lot of things, like I don't know, for example, the distance, how long it takes to go there, if you can actually go back to your country quicker, or if you actually have, you know, different kind of necessities, how much it costs the life there, if you can find a job, and all these sort of things. But I can tell you that once you make a list of things that you can actually face for real, the choice will come out very easily, because, you know, it's not only a question of taking the right decision and that's it. You will need to actually make it real. So you need to decide with the heart, basically. Not always the right decision is the simplest one. Sometimes happen, why not? Sometimes we just try to play safe, and of course we will reach the kind of results that we expected, but at that point you will feel a kind of a unsatisfaction that is not really what you really want. In my experience, the most difficult decisions, and this is of course something very cheesy and everyone says, but I can tell you that is true, the most complicated decisions are the ones that pay back more. And when I take a decision, for instance, I try to ask friends, and that is a good thing. But be careful, because if you got friends that are people that are not really understanding you for lots of reasons, or maybe they have less experience in that field, or maybe they are just people that are scared or scarable, maybe it's not the best choice for you. Maybe sometimes it's better to ask to someone else, even a stranger, and in that case you can use maybe, you know, all the tools that you can imagine in Google, and see if there's someone there that actually can help you to take those kind of, let's say, to solve the problem about taking these decisions. Once you make all your research, by the way, be careful to don't be entrapped in the flock effect. Sorry. The flock effect actually is quite common. So basically people believe the same things, but they don't have experience about that, but they just believe because everyone else is saying the same things. The flock effect is actually something that you can see on social media at the moment. Is the way that people share fake news because they don't actually double check if they are sharing something true or not. And this is the reason why I wanted to do this particular video, because if you pay attention to the flock effect, you will find it everywhere. Because it's something inside our brain, is something that we tend to do, because a lot of people talking about the same things, so must be true, but this is not the reality actually. Sometimes people say the same things just because they don't want to go over that, or maybe they don't want to check, or they don't want to go ahead. And remember that the most popular people, the most successful people that you can find out there, they took unpopular decisions. Taking a decision sometimes involves not only your experience, not only the experience of someone else, but involves also some unbeneath paths, so some path that never been discovered before. That can sound dangerous, but is not really. Because if you are conscious of what you are doing, and if you prepare at the convenience of, making some mistakes, or even if you are taking a decision and in the middle of the way, let's say in the middle of the decision, you realize that something went wrong, you can always change your strategy in your mind. So even when you take a decision, don't be scared because you don't know what you left behind, or because maybe you think, oh my God, now I chose that and I can't do the rest, because it's not true. You can always take some elements here and there, because life changes every single day. So you don't know what will be next. And so we are planning things just with the knowledge of today and just with the things that we know today. Do you want to know a special example that I make in this kind of situations? Think about going to the moon, okay? Kennedy made that kind of statement. He decided to go on the moon, and no one known how to go there. But there was one of the scientists that said, you said that, and we will do that. That's it. And we will find a way to do so. And in the 70s, they reached the moon. And that was a huge thing, if you think about that. And same thing with people like Elon Musk or people like that. They take uncommon decisions every single day. All people, I'm pretty sure that everyone that heard Elon Musk talking about going to Mars and reusing modules of missile, they probably thought that he was crazy, because he wasn't an engineer. He did not have any kind of knowledge about that, but look at him now. So this is the power of decisions. This is the power of doing something, let's say doing the extra mile, so taking the decision that no one else would take, but because they are scared, not because it's impossible to do. And let's make a little bit of let's say rearrangement of the word impossible. Impossible is something that you consider that that you consider that is not possible to realize, okay? But why do you think so? Why do you think that something is impossible to be realized? It's just because someone told you? It's just because you don't have the knowledge? Or it's just because you are scared? Or it's just because it costs you a lot of time and money? Those are the possibilities in front of you. And the more you think about, improving your life, improving what you have, improving what you want, the more you will take uncommon decisions, and the more you will go ahead for your own way, and people will admire you at a certain point, of course, because you did something that wasn't possible in their mind, right? Now, a little bit of encouragement for you again. Just keep calm when you take decisions. Just don't be scared about the amount of work that you have to do, that the amount of money that you probably need to invest, it depends which kind of decision you need to take, the amount of effort that you have to put in, the amount of time that requires. Don't be scared about that, because you are fighting here in this planet, in this world, in this life, for your happiness. Nothing else, just for your happiness, because you want to be happy. And for you, if happiness means having a family, having a better life in terms of cars, houses, whatsoever, whatever you can fancy, then at that point you need to remember yourself that you need to think like yourself and not like the others. What I can tell from my personal experience is that I always had this kind of phrase in my mind from people saying, "You are crazy, why you do that? It was a waste of time, you did something that it didn't produce anything." Well, no, no, because today I'm here and I'm happy of what I am, and I'm happy to share my knowledge with you, and I'm happy to help the others, and I have all the scenarios of the life that can actually help someone else. So it's not time wasted, it's experience. And experience, you can decide to monetize your experience or to use for the benefit of someone else, or both. You can do both if you want. But the important part of all of this stuff is that you don't lose the chance of your life just because you don't want to take a decision that maybe is uncomfortable for you. That is the leitmotif of all this video. Just to conclude, I want to focus on not all the decisions or not the lost opportunities are regrets, and vice versa. Don't think that once you took the decisions you will have a lots of regrets, because as I said before, think that you can always adjust the direction once you took the decision that you wanted. Don't be scared, okay? And it's an illusion that people tell you, once you took the decision you can go back. Is absolutely wrong. It's just a question of time. And of course you invest your time, but tell me, why you have to believe someone that had, different life, different mindset, that maybe took the same decision of you and he or she failed? Why do you think that you will fail as well? You are a different person, and maybe the pathway will be different. I mean, not all of us are born to become doctors. Do you know what I mean? So maybe one try to go to the medicine school and fail. The other one, that maybe it's you, can have a lot of success. So don't be afraid about being yourself, because taking decision with your mind and taking decision with your heart is basically being yourself every single day, being present every single day. Don't focus on what will come after or what will come next, because what you're doing in this moment is really important and is the base for what you will have one day in the future. And that, for instance, is something that I learned when I was at school, and I was wasting time on my first school because I didn't like it. And instead of thinking, how can I actually learn as much as possible I can now, even though maybe I won't success in the school, but at least I know something more, Instead, I was young and I made a lot of mistakes, but that experience gave me the tools, and gave me the knowledge to don't make the same mistake twice. And so once I started back to go to school, I try to enjoy and live every single moment of what I was doing, and I tried to take advantage of every single service and things that they gave me in that university, in that high school, and blah blah blah. So make me a favor, try to be yourself in your decisions, try to keep calm, try to ask someone that you trust for real, but don't take it as gold, don't take it as pure truth, because that is a true thing but for another person, so take it with a pinch of salt. And that's it for this video. I thank you very much if you made so far, and I remind you to double check the links that you find on the description, because I got also a blog where I publish every single week the textual version with a little bit more of insight of my videos, plus you got the podcast and everything else, other social media. And don't forget as well to like this video and subscribe, press the bell, and so you will have notification every single time I publish something on my YouTube channel. That is twice per week. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.